Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Lichdom Battlemage. In the last video, we started encountering the first boss, and then we fought the first boss again, and 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 again. I really was not doing so well against the boss, so there's a couple of things I want to do. One is I want to maybe do some crafting and see if we can get some better skills, and two is I'm going to try a different strategy against the boss. So first things first, crafting. I haven't really talked about it that much. We know about the spells, right? We get 3 sigils. For each of the different sigils, there's 3 different types of spells. There's a Nova, there's some sort of area of effect thing, and then there is a targeted main primary spell that I've been doing. So there's that. For spells, we can craft any of these types of spells. So let's go into crafting here. So what it is you pick your sigil or your shield, and then from that you pick some sort of, they call it the shape of the spell. And so you can filter here based on whether you want it to be a targeted spell that you want to build, or an area of effect spell, or a Nova spell. And so, for example, we have these different targeted spells. So we can create, we can use any of these different shapes to create our spell. So aimed missile is just, I think, kind of like, I haven't done this a whole heck of a lot, but I think aimed missile is just going to be kind of our standard aimed attack that we're already doing right now. Whereas a lob would be more like a grenade, like you kind of lob it towards the enemy, not necessarily aimed. You have to kind of plan the arc a little bit, but you know, like a bit of a grenade. And so then we have all these other options, right? So we have devastating lob, for example, which has 1 augment slot and 20% critical effect multiplier. If we go with lob of the evoker, +1 augment slot and +2 destruction. So this will give it destruction tendencies. These numbers under here, I believe, kind of indicate the destruction, control, and mastery properties of the spells. So this would give it much more destruction, so it would just do more damage. We could still make it a control spell. So that's where things kind of interact in interesting ways. If it's a control spell with high destruction, I think that means that it will do more damage and it might make it last a bit longer. I don't know, but these different types of things. So we'll, I'm not actually going to craft a spell right now, but we're going to go with a high destruction ice spell. And then we can pick what our actual different abilities will be here. So if we go down here to these destruction shapes, and by the way, the color, like a lot of loot, hunty, findy sort of video games, the color indicates the rarity. So the blue ones are going to be a bit more rare, and therefore probably, hopefully better, more powerful. And then, of course, the shape, it corresponds to destruction, control, or mastery. So for this dissolving control, so this will give it a bit of control and a little bit of mastery. So this will give it 124 stored damage, give or take, which is applied when the freeze is broken, 2.8 second freeze. It will consume a little bit of mastery on critical hit. We'll talk about mastery later. So there's all these different things. Whereas if we go with just a straight-up destruction spell, it would be... yeah, we would attune our spell, make it a destruction spell. It would do a whole bunch of extra damage. It would slow down the enemy that it hits, and it would consume a lot more mastery if we land a critical hit. And then we can go the other way. Like, we can keep going up here. So if we go with persistent destruction of balance, so impeccable destruction is what we were just looking at. If we go up here, this one will do less damage, but the slow lasts a lot longer, and it can consume a lot more mastery. It also has 2.5% apocalyptical chance, whereas if we go down here to impeccable destruction, it has 3.2% apocalyptical chance. So there's like all these different, like, overwhelming number of stats, and you can use them to create your different spells, right? So we could just go with a focused control. It would do 100 stored damage. We have dissolving control that do 103 stored, or 124 stored damage. You can filter by our different types of attunements, I guess, here. So all these different control types. So if we go with balanced control, this one looks like it has the highest stored damage. Actually, I take that back. It looks like paired control has 166.3 stored damage, right? So we can kind of fine-tune these spells and create them however we want, and then be able to, you know, equip them and use them. And we can only use, you know, we have to have one of each of the 3 different types. So we could use any one of the, you know, plethora of fire spells that I could potentially craft for, like, my targeted spell. I could craft, you know, 5, 6, 7 of them, but then I would only be able to actually equip one at a time. Same for each of the other things. So shield right now is another thing that I'm kind of interested in looking at. So let's load up the shields here and see what we got. Shields are different. They use different components compared to the rest of, like, your spells and things. Cool. So there's generally going to be 3 types of shields. So just like how there's destruction, control, and mastery for your spells, there are 3 general categories of shield. There's strategic, which is the one that we start with. We start with just a basic strategic shield. It's the benefit of this thing is, I believe, fairly high HP, and it lets you charge your AoE spells quicker than you normally can. I talked about the shield types a little bit earlier in a previous video. There's agile shields, which have a lot less health. Looks like they also have a lot lower delay for restoring your HP, so you know, if you're out of harm, it only takes a short period of time before they recover. So that's good. Really quick recovery, but they break really easily. And then it gives you a faster charge on your targeted spells, just like my normal spell that I'm usually shooting off. Let me charge those up quicker, which would be really nice. And the agile shields will let you do a charged blink. So you charge up, and then when you blink in, you blink forward, and when you do that, you also unleash a nova where you go. So really cool, because you can unleash those explosions and use your dodge mechanic more aggressively. And then the agile shield is also the one that gives you infinite quick blinks. So you can just blink wherever you want, and you can keep doing that. You don't have to. Like right now with the strategic shield, I can blink 3 times and then I'm done. I think the downside to the shield is that you cannot block at all. I don't think you can, or maybe you just can't get galvanized blocks, which sucks. So you can't get the galvanized blocks off of these guys. Strategic shield is kind of the one in the middle, and then on the other side, and we have one down here. There's the tactical shield, which has higher HP than the agile shield, though not as much as the strategic. It's kind of the middle of the road HP wise. You cannot do the quick blinks, but you can do galvanized blocks, and you can do the charged blinks. So this is kind of the block heavy shield. It also gives you, I believe, a much larger window for actually getting the galvanized blocks. I think it makes them easier to land. So that's cool. We also have a rare purple epic tactical shield component here, which is pretty interesting. And its bonus is that it gives us 2 augment slots, which are going to be these slots here on the end. You see, it's kind of visual. You pick what you want to do, shield or your sigil. You pick the next one, which is, you know, the shape of the spell, AoE versus targeted versus nova. And then here, you would pick which of the 3 shield types you want, right? Tactical, or strategic, or agile. I think I kind of want to do a tactical shield, just to try it out. Holy cow, this hardened strategic shield here has a bunch of bonuses. 30% faster charging on AoE spells, an augment slot, of course, everything has an augment slot, I believe. 13% melee damage resist, and 11% damage resistance when you're moving. That is kind of cool. So as long as you're moving around, you get a little bit of extra defense. I don't think I want to use my purple shield just yet, so we'll hold on to that for now. Plus 17% damage resistance when you're on your last bar of health. That's interesting. I kind of like the deflecting one that gives plus 5% movement speed. The other thing is you can also upgrade these parts by consuming other parts and make them a little bit better. So if we go to synthesis and we go to upgrade, there's also reforging, where you just, I think, like re-roll the dice on an item and turn it into something new. And if you do that enough, it builds up this gauge here, and that once that's full, it will guarantee that you can turn something into a legendary item. So, kind of interesting. Let's go upgrade. I want to upgrade that shield. The deflecting tactical shield gives you the tiny bit of movement speed increase, so we'll go with that. And I think you have to use... I don't know if you have to. Yeah, you do. I think you do have to use items of the same color, the same rarity, or higher. So we'll do that. We will toss in... I'll toss in the stubborn tactical shield. And these two items are going to be consumed to upgrade our deflecting tactical shield. But I don't know exactly how this works. I don't know if it's going to, like, give us some of the benefits of these two items and stick them on this one, or if it's random, or what. We're going to be finding out together. And then what else do I maybe want to toss into here? Boy, we have some interesting devices here. Oh, those are augments. I'm going to consume the charging mastery here. Cool, upgrade main item to epic. So this is going to turn it into a purple tactical shield. 13% range damage resistance, 5% movement speed, 12% damage resistance on last pip. So it looks like maybe it did pull that off of the shield that we consumed, but you can consume non-shield items. I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, we're going to go back and we're going to make a shield now using that thing that we just did. So this one, the deflecting tactical shield. And then for the last one here, we have these augments. So we can give it all these other bonuses here, and we can expand it like I'm doing right now to see what it would be. So blink charges faster, no quick blink, galvanized duration is increased. So we could give this one so we give it plus 17 shield health, plus 11% blink distance, so we travel further when we blink, which would only be for our charged blink, because this one does not have the quick blinks. And then we can give it plus 5% damage blocked when I'm just using it as a shield. So let's see, if we go down here, 18 shield health, 17% shield regen. Shield health, shield regen, damage blocked. 19 shield health, plus 8% shield regen. And defense was just 12 shield health. I like the extra shield health. And again, we could combine these pieces if we want to go back to synthesis and make a better version of them. Which, you know what? That might even be a good idea. Let's do that. Upgrade. And you'll also notice things that say, you know, upgradable, 0 out of 1 upgrades used. So you can only upgrade items a certain number of times. So our tactical shield here, we upgraded it once. It only had one available upgrade, so we can't do anything with it again. I want augments, and I want a shield augment. I'm going to upgrade the 18 shield health and 17% shield regen. And we're going to consume... each of these other two. Unflinching defense and reaching defense. We'll see what we get. 12% blink distance, 17% shield regen, 18 shield health. Okay, so not bad. Alright, last time, crafting. This should actually craft. Reflecting tactical shield, I think that's the one that we wanted. And then the purple invigorating defense. And we now have pretty awesome shield. And we can just equip it here, and if we go back to our equipment, you can see there's our new shield that I just created. So, with this shield, cannot use the regular blink, can do a quick blink, or can do a charged blink, and that'll do a Nova, depending on which type of spell I have equipped. It's not bad. And then for our blocking, we have a slightly longer window for getting the galvanized block, which is kind of cool. Alright, so we're going to give this a whirl. I'm actually going to go back and fiddle with some spells. I think I'm going to not show a lot of the crafting that I'm doing, because there's a lot of going back and forth and staring at stats and trying to figure out what I want. But I will show off the end results once I do that. So I will be back in a moment, showing off, hopefully, the fruits of my labors in the form of a cool new spell or two. So yeah, see you all in just a moment. Alright, and I'm back. I crafted a single spell. You can see it is a targeted purple spell here in my Kinesis area. My Kinesis sigil, I guess. So we now have aimed restraint. Basically, I turned my normal aimed attack that was push, which did mediocre damage, 41 damage, a little bit of minor knockback, I turned it into a mastery ability. Mastery, I did a little bit of reading up on that, and it seems like a really interesting way to increase our damage that we deal pretty significantly. So whenever you use mastery on an enemy, some sort of mastery attuned spell, which our Nova for Force already was a mastery spell, it applies a debuff on them, right? Like, we already kind of know that. For Ice, if we did Ice Mastery, it would slow down enemies. And Fire Mastery would turn an enemy into a burning inferno, so that they don't take extra damage, but they deal, they radiate heat that does fire damage to all enemies in the area around them. And our Force Mastery, or our Kinesis Mastery, whenever I use it, tethers an enemy so they're chained to the ground and can't move for a moment. And it also provides some stored damage. Now, if you keep applying Mastery, it builds up this debuff, and critical hits from certain other types of spells, like, say, destruction spells, mostly, will consume Mastery and turn that into extra damage. So if we apply a lot of Mastery debuffs to a certain enemy and then land a nasty critical fireball hit, then thought I picked this up. I'm confused. We did. It's still just glowing anyway. Okay. Then yeah, we can dish out a whole bunch of extra damage, I think. So we're gonna give this a whirl. I'm also gonna try using this, the big reason I wanted to craft this tactical type of shield is because I want to try blocking and galvanizing and reflecting some of this boss's attacks. So this is gonna be a bit risky because I actually have to charge up my blink before I can use it, which is gonna limit my mobility, but hopefully our blocking will be sufficient. So this is gonna just take... I'm probably gonna die a few more times, but I want to try this new strategy and see what we got.
This is where you die.
Haven't you said that before? It's your turn to die, Captain.
Oh, really? We'll see if my friend has anything to say about that.
I gotta try blocking more. That's a thing that I need to do. Oh, hello. What the heck just hit me? Nope, still got hit. That's okay. It's just gonna...
You can handle this.
Yes, you can handle this. It's gonna take a little bit of practice. I might end up switching back to my other shield so that I have the blink. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Ice. We'll go with extra status duration. I like stacking that up on the ice so that things will hopefully stay frozen for a long time. Really trying to use that as my main method of control. Okie dokie. This scene again.
My patience is at an end. This is where you die.
Haven't you said that before? It's your turn to die, Captain.
Oh, really? We'll see if my friend has anything to say about that.
We're gonna use the shield at least until I can deal with Rogero, hopefully.
That thing's a monster!
Alright, for now it's Rogero that I'm worried about, again, because of the skeletons that he can spawn.
Keep moving! Don't let up! Come on, don't give up now!
Nope, didn't time that well. Not at all. What hit me? Oh, it's that stupid ranged attack again. I hate that thing. Okay. Lots of mastery. Let's do it this way. So I think that's what the glowy blue lightning stuff is like the mastery effects.
Damn, that thing's out of control now! Oh hell, now he's really mad.
Ooh, I'm surprised that didn't actually kill me. We're out of mastery on you.
Something like that.
Oh, not a fan of this.
Damn, Dragon. We're really pissing him off.
I mean, yeah, we're doing 200 damage versus like the 500 damage with all the mastery on him, so I think this was a good call. Was that 3 attacks in a row that he did? Okay. I was feeling pretty good about that, though. I think I like this combo. It's weird that my kinesis power doesn't actually do direct damage anymore, so that's a thing that I need to adjust to. But yeah, I like this. We'll try it again. I gotta get up in that thing's face more and block a bunch more. Probably with fire? Okay, you know what? I'll deal with that some more off camera. Craft maybe a new fire destruction Nova spell.
This is where you die.
Haven't you said that before? It's your turn to die, Captain.
Now, though, we'll do one more of these.
We'll see if my friend has anything to say about that.
Don't let this thing stop you. You still have to get Shax.
Oh boy, I don't like this.
Keep moving! Don't let up! That thing's a monster!
Alright, got him chained down for a moment. Ooh, apocalyptical. Oh man, that would be nice if I could kill the boss right now. That's not gonna happen.
Come on, don't give up now! Watch yourself.
I want to hit Rogiro there. Really just want to take down Rogiro. That's all I want right now.
Watch yourself.
Oh man. Thing attacks so quick. Alright, well that was the apocalyptical too, so that flame wall is going to do damage over time, which I like. Oh boy.
Damn, let this bastard beat you! That thing's a monster!
Okay, alright. We're doing okay so far. Jeez, this is intense. I don't think, also, that thing has just a ridiculous amount of HP.
Damn, that thing's out of control now!
Okay, just us and the boss. Nothing else now. Let's stack up a bunch of this mastery on him as much as we can.
Oh hell, now he's really mad.
And now we can go to town with the fireballs and get a bunch of extra damage in there. Let's see if we can get a galvanized block on him too.
Damn, Dragon, we're really pissing him off.
Okay, that was not exactly what I wanted. That's okay. Mastery time. He's down to about half of his HP, which is good. Got an apocalyptical, which doesn't really matter much right now, but... I don't like him crawling around on all fours like this. mastery, please. Oh, did I not get the block up in time? I don't like the range he has on that AoE thing. Okie dokie, I'm back. I also decided to craft a better strategic shield, since I do kind of seem to enjoy that balance a little bit more, and a volatile flame nova, which is basically just a nova, fire nova spell that is more destruction focused and has a little bit of an extra damage boost and a little bit of an extra critical effect boost as well. So that'll do a little bit of damage, but again, it's a nova spell, which means that I actually have to get the galvanized blocks timed relatively well to be able to use it. And that is not something that I'm great at, if you haven't noticed. So, alright, here we go again. Boss time again. Round number 300,000.
My patience is at an end. This is where you die.
Haven't you said that before? It's your turn to die, Captain.
Oh, really? We'll see if my friend has anything to say about that.
So all these extra skeletons, I don't like them.
That thing's a monster!
Okay, he's enraged now.
Damn, Dragon. We're really pissing him off.
I really like the control stuff, and if I can just keep him at range and not let my shield get broken, I feel pretty good about this.
Leave it like that. Oh, hell, now he's really mad.
See, now that crawling is what I don't like.
Yeah, keep it up! Damn, the thing's out of control now!
Holy crap. Alright, gotta get away from him. He moves so much quicker when he's crawling around like that. I'm not a fan of that. Alright, he's tethered, or anchored, or whatever you want to call it, which is good. Let's just load up a whole bunch of mastery here. And then we'll start eating up all that mastery. See, don't like how he won't get tethered again. Not a fan. But he is almost dead. And he's dead.
I think you were gonna make it. Come on, reliquary's up here.
Okay, that was way more difficult than it should have been. I don't know, I don't like the tactic of running around and dodging a whole lot and just trying to stay away from it. Like, I don't like that. That doesn't seem... I don't like it. So I gotta work on that. We gotta figure out maybe some better ways to... Hello. Let me up here. Thank you. To manage blocking and dodging and stuff. I don't know. Oh, there's stairs over there too. Okay, cool. Well, reliquary has popped open, so we get a new...
You did well, Dragon.
Spell.
The etheria you gathered from Rogiro now gives you the ability to fast travel between vortex pools.
Ooh.
So he was good for something.
There are limitations. You may only travel between pools you've activated.
That's good enough for me. Hey, Roth.
Yes.
Rogiro was only half the deal. Where's Shax?
I believe you are ready. Come, let us plan.
Sigil, so it's giving us our choice of lightning again. Lightning strengths are stunning and chaining to several enemies. Skilled battle mages can use lightning to group enemies together, allowing for more wholesale destruction. This was offered alongside Kinesis the first time around, back at the previous reliquary. But then we have another new sigil choice here, Corruption. Corruption Sigil causes the target to become infected with parasites. The spell's attunement dramatically changes how the spell behaves. I kind of want to try this.
A new weapon is forged from the power of the reliquary. Now the dragon can truly begin her work. I don't know why she was chosen to be the dragon or what our benefactor has planned, but I do know that this Roth has promised us both one thing: retribution. So this dragon and I will help each other, for now. I'll be her eyes and ears, pointing her towards those who have wronged us and the land. Our first target is Count Shax, the bastard who destroyed our lives. According to Roth, he's tied to the cult of Malthus, an ancient group bent on conquest and destruction. Shax and the cult are like a cancer running through the Grey Teeth Mountains. Roth needs us to discover how deep the infection goes. And I just hope this dragon is everything Roth says she is.
Cool, so it looks like we have moved on to the next area, finally. With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Who knows how long this loading screen's going to take. Forever. Actually, we should probably wait and see if there's any like conversation or cutscene or anything once we actually land in the Grey Teeth Mountain area. Come on. Come on, loading screen. You can do it. I believe in you. Seriously. Come on, do your little spinning thing. I really hope it hasn't locked up. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me. Oop. Okay, there we go. Now, we can end things. Thank you all for joining me, and may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.